Nearly 7 years ago, the country was treated to a skillfully orchestrated heist at the National Cereals and Produce Board. Sirisia Member of Parliament John Waluke and his co-accused Grace Wakhungu have now been found guilty of fraudulently receiving about 300 million shillings from the National Cereals and Produce Board. But though throughout the history of the scandal, one other name continues to take centre stage. Zainab Ismail revisits the scandal that threatened to bring the cereals board to its knees and those behind it.
In less than 48 hours, and perhaps in a case of the chickens coming home to roost, the fate of Sirisia legislator John Waluke and businesswoman Grace Wakhungu will be sealed. The two are currently in police custody, awaiting their sentencing on Thursday for fraudulently receiving more than 300 million shillings from the National Cereals and Produce Board in 2013. But they were not the only directors of the company at the centre of it all. Erad Supplies and General Contracts Limited's third director was the late controversial businessman Jacob Juma, who was the face of the scandal and who is said to have played an even greater role in defrauding the state agency. In 2013, Juma captured the imagination of the country when he threatened to auction assets of the NCPB for terminating a contract with his company, Erad. 5 companies, including Erad, had been contracted to import 180,000 tons of maize to meet the country's food needs during the 2004 famine. However, Erad failed to deliver the consignment within the 4 weeks that the supply was expected, which led to a termination of the contract. Juma and his co-directors, Waluke and Wakhungu, then moved to an arbitrator and were awarded 564 million shillings for breach of contract. But NCPB contested the decision in the High Court. NCPB lost at the High Court and Court of Appeal. But their plan to cash in did not really go as planned. Parliament's Public Investment Committee, which was then investigating the matter, concluded that Erad should not be paid as the documents it had used were falsified and invalid, and the company was not qualified to supply the maize.
Breach of contract.
Before his gruesome murder in 2016, Juma had carved the image of a whistleblower. He used his social media platforms to expose alleged graft in government. He is said to have bruised many egos. Well, the case has dragged on for years now, and with the late Juma unable to defend himself, the sentencing of the 2 other accused will mark a milestone in the sea of graft scandals that have rocked the country. Zainab Ismail, NTV.